It's bloody out there, guys. But these two signals that we've been waiting for just flash. This could mean that the bottom is in, and the moment everything changes. And one more thing too, guys, within the sea of red, there is one sector that is getting a lot of attention, and for good reason. We've talked about it briefly before, but today I'm going to tell you why it's so important to pay attention to, and probably my number one pick for that sector, and what qualifies it. So guys, if you have some concern, if some friends are telling you the top is in, the bull market's over, just send them this video and watch so we can look at some examples of what happened in the past and what happened immediately following those. All right, guys, if you're excited for the video, do me a favor, just throw a like button. Without further ado, let's get into it. Right now, Bitcoin price is coming back down. Now, remember, we talked about that double bottom and liquidation heat map on the show yesterday. I told you it could happen, right? So a lot of people are panicking. Remember, we're not using leverage, so just chill. And if you have more stablecoin in the sidelines to deploy into strong projects, maybe you do that, maybe you don't. It's up to you, right? But I wish I did. That's how I feel. I wish I did. So I don't. When we look at the ETF numbers, we see yesterday 340 million coming in from Bitcoin and a huge day from Ethereum at 307 million. Again, BlackRock really picking up some ETH right now. World Liberty Fi also picking up ETH, just crazy. Eric Trump is, it's funny how the Trumps are now, the Trump family are the biggest shillers in the world. Feels like a great time to enter Bitcoin at World Liberty Fi, says Eric Trump. Great, that's not all. Eric Balkunis from Bloomberg Intelligence says, Trump is going to launch a Bitcoin Plus ETF. Safe to say, this is the first ever POTUS ETF issuer. What a country. I'm glad that he's doing all these things, right? Like, I'm sure if he had if he was just like, asking his advisors, do you think I should do this meme coin? Do you think I should do this ETF? Like, they'd all be like, oh, I don't know. It's kind of like a little risky. And he's like, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So his company, Trump Media, TMG, which he owns the whole thing, is basically going to file for a Bitcoin Plus, so maybe some other assets, ETF. And he's a president, so he'll probably get it, which is crazy. So I don't know what he's going to do, open up a huge asset management fund? I don't know. We shall see. BlackRock prepares to launch Bitcoin exchange traded product in Europe. Sources say, well, that's good because Europe needs help. We talked about this before, like they're not able to help themselves, it seems. So, well, they've had an ETF there already before. I forget which country, maybe many of them, and they're just not getting much volume. So maybe the fact that it's BlackRock helps. I don't really know. And we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but this is a little different. The SEC reassigned the top litigator who battled with crypto giants to a job in its office. So removing them from attack dog to maybe like file cabinet person, right? So I really don't expect much enforcement action until we have clarity. And that's what we've been asking for. And I think that the administration is saying, like, guys, you've been dealing with so much just terror for 15 years. Like, none of those should have happened because there was no clear guidelines and guidance. We're going to give that to you as soon as we can. My feeling is, in the meantime, it's kind of like free game. All right, Miles has a pretty good poster here. I'm going to sum it up. You know, he's just saying if you're playing the short game, a trader, okay, it can be volatile. And, you know, if you zoom out and see how far we've come, and I know if you watch this channel on a regular basis, you know this all the time, but the industry has come so long from inception, Satoshi, Silk Road, my Bitcoin lottery in 2013, and so on and so forth. And now we have things like Larry Fink being a huge advocate for it. You got big asset managers who are basically going to incentivize their people to buy it because equities have kind of topped. Let's just put it this way. The biggest returns over the next couple of decades are going to be tokenized things, whether that's like utility tokens or real world assets or whatever. It's going to be tokenized stuff is going to be where the new money will be made. And so if you're an asset manager, like you're forced to, you have a fiduciary responsibility to do what's best for the people that you manage your money. And you're going to have to put it in the best performing assets. We have a pro crypto president. And I know that everyone keeps saying that and it's a big deal, but it is a really big deal when he's launching an ETF. He has a DeFi protocol. He has a meme coin. And he's only been in office for like a week or two. And he's going to launch a sovereign wealth fund that's just probably going to buy Bitcoin. And he's got huge bags of Bitcoin and other crypto too. Also, Miles says, Bitcoin is $100,000 for folks like myself who have been in it since, $5, $10, whatever. It's come a long way, but we're at $100,000. Wow. Not only that, let's not forget that in the early days of Bitcoin being introduced to Wall Street, all the advisors were very, very cautious. Okay, guys, you probably want to allocate 1 to 2% of your portfolio, with this ETF, because just in case. And that seems so silly now, right? It seems so silly. If he told Michael Saylor that, he would just bite your head off, And even for the most conservative people, 1 or 2% is way too conservative, especially when if they do it for a year and they look at what was the best performing asset that they had, it's probably Bitcoin. So don't you think they're going to up it to 10%? That seems like the new standard with 10%. So in the short term, guys, we can gamble in the casino. We can play where the retail plays, the attention game goes. But this is a whole new era we live in where you've got real money coming in and they're going to look to buy real projects, and this is, in a way, on one hand, I don't really care about the big money coming in other than it helps pump our bags. But what I am excited for is the regulatory environment to be able to operate. I expect soon things like Chainlink to come on board and start working with all these banks, institutions, and DTCC and stuff. This haven't had the regulatory ability to do it yet. And I think we're going to have so much innovation. And a lot of it's going to happen on the non-decentralized side, which is unfortunate, but they do get it. Like David Sachs and all those guys do get decentralization. And I think there's going to be a special class where that's going to be treated much better. And hopefully that incentivizes people and educates people what is decentralized token stuff versus centralized token stuff. And I hope that side of the industry evolves more. And I hope that we see more purely decentralized things that are being built, because I think those things are the things that will greatly disrupt the world. So on a macro environment, guys, what's going on? So as Crypto Lark says over here, and as Trump has said, I've told you on the show, the DXY is coming down, right? Essentially meaning that the dollar is weakening. This is what Trump wanted. He wanted the dollar to weaken. Now, Bitcoin day 21, he made this chart over here, and look at this. So where you see these circles is where the RSI peaked of the DXY, right? Kind of the peak of the DXY, and then the DXY, when the DXY comes down, look at these circles, then you have Bitcoin price and others. So boom, peak when the DXY was quite strong, and now it's time to come down, which means, see how it's inversely correlated? Same here, same here, same here. And so we just had that happen here, guys. We just had this new red circle of the DXY on the 1 week, which should theoretically signal upward momentum for the markets. And this chart over here, guys, from Scrantley, so these coincide with the dollar topping and Bitcoin dominance peaking, and then the crypto top and then going down, and vice versa and vice versa. And it seems like we are here again, right? Altcoins are bottoming. We'll talk about that in just a second. Bitcoin dominance is gaining again like crazy. And the other thing that we want to look for, guys, that Trump wants to do is, because he cannot directly control the Fed, but he can get the same results in a bit different way. So Trump and Mr. Besant want to lower the long-term 10-year rates, not Fed cuts. Why? Because that is good for crypto. That is good for business, essentially. So cutting the 10-year bonds will, with a weakening dollar and cutting costs with Doge, will reduce inflation already and give us a state of more risk on assets. And as you can see right now, the 10-year is getting lower already. All right, guys. Now, this chart over here from Aporia, it's the top 125 alts essentially capitulating compared to Bitcoin. And you can see every time that they do that, it seems to mark the bottom. Like in the Terra Luna crash, the COVID crash, and Bitcoin finally breaks out to new all-time highs in 2020. And right now we're seeing an altcoin capitulation for sure. So every time that these green bubbles happen, it's followed with strong upward momentum. And guys, let me just tell you, like, we haven't had a proper bull run yet. Like you will know when we have a proper bull run. I mean, it's like for months, you're just rich and you're happy, and every day you wake up feeling fantastic. That's what a real bull run will feel like. And so we haven't topped, we're nowhere close. And Rex Capital over here says that the strongest alt season have occurred every time Bitcoin dominance is rejected from 71%. That's pretty crazy. That is like really big capitulation on altcoins. And we're seeing that now. We've been seeing that. Bitcoin dominance is going up. Potentially that's what it might take. It might take another crash down, altcoins getting decimated, 71%, and then bam, altcoin season. You see how it's happened in the past before? These circles indicate the top of Bitcoin dominance, and also indicating the start of an altcoin season, because Bitcoin dominance starts to fall back down like crazy. That means it's altcoin season. And guys, right now, we have a new channel partner, LBank, no KYC. So I know a lot of you guys are from America. You can use LBank as an exchange. And for the first 1,000 people that sign up, they're going to give you a sign-up bonus. So if you deposit $1,000, they're going to give you $500 in your account. So just sign up using my link in the description below, guys, and you'll get a free $500. Also, it qualifies you to get in the VVIP group that I have, and the instructions are in the description below as well. LBank is an awesome exchange. And guys, if you think that your coins are down, it's not just your coins. I mean, Kieran over here makes a really good post saying like things have been rotating so fast, right? And even the best traders in the world aren't able to keep up with it. When you look at, the 2 month, what's been doing well, it's pretty much the DeFi section, right? DeFi, right? FAI. Everything else is down, really. So everything's down. Don't feel bad. Just again, find the things that you have high conviction in. And then if you didn't leverage, you still have your tokens. There you go. And if you feel like doubling down, maybe it's a good time to double down. So here's what I've been curious about for a very long time. Like, why aren't we putting government stuff on blockchain? And Elon Musk supports putting US Treasury transactions on a blockchain for full transparency. Good idea. Make sure it's a decentralized blockchain that's immutable, meaning that it cannot be tinkered with and altered, right? You have to put it on Ethereum or something like that. And voting also, they should put voting on chain. It'd be so easy. Okay, guys, Ondo is crushing. Remember, I gave you guys Ondo on the day it launched, right? Over here. Remember this? 26 cents. $1 billion FTV, 26 cents, guys. And it's up, to all-time high was $2. So that's an 8x on a really high, like one of the highest quality projects in the space for sure. They're getting a lot of mind share. Ondo and Link, for example. And Ondo is rolling out something, and Saucy Deepins thinks that it's a top 10 coin this cycle, maybe. But basically what they're doing is rolling out a platform for security tokens. And says, today we're excited to unveil the first look at the next evolution for Ondo Global Markets, our RWA tokenization platform designed to enable on-chain access to stocks, bonds, and ETFs. What stablecoins did for dollars, Ondo Global Markets will do for securities. Sick. Sick, sick, sick. This is sick. So I'm going to call Ondo. If you guys are watching, I got some things to discuss with you. It's really like that. This is what's going to like these RWAs coming on into the market, stocks, bonds, commodities, whatever, equities, like gold, silver. It's all going to be tokenized, and it's going to bring our industry trillions and trillions, like trillions of dollars of value, real estate and everything. Right? It's all going to be tokenized, brought on chain, so that it just makes everything more liquid and easier to deal with. It's a revolution happening right before your eyes, guys. And of course, Ondo's looking for someone that deals with the relationship manager for sovereign wealth funds. They want people to buy their token, like the USA, like Saudi, et cetera, et cetera. And guys, there's an Ondo summit. It just happened. If you might want to go check it out, see if there's any highlights from it or anything. I don't know. I've just been bullish on it for a very long time, ever since the day it launched. Oh, here we go. This is crazy too. Ondo Finance said it will start its own layer 1 blockchain designed for tokenized assets. Sick. They send it much higher. So you were talking about an FDV. Oh, it's already 13. Damn. But market cap's 4. Oh, it's high. It's already the market caps from L1s. But anyway, there you go. Like, probably going to still go much, much higher when they do what they do. So my research team tried to send me out some other RWA projects. And I think that like the real winning play here is American for RWAs and securities and government government regulated crypto assets, it's going to be the USA. It's going to be the USA. So, the things like Securitize and, Ondo and there's another called Plume that launched recently. Like, these are all USA based. They're going to have the privilege of being there locally, working with leaders there. And I think that those are the ones that are going to really, really crush it. So, USA is a very, very interesting place to be now. Trump has said he wants to be the crypto capital of the world. Definitely has me curious on potentially going back. Guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. I'll catch you tomorrow.